very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause.
What's up, YouTube? Ian here, back with Showtime. We got Adam Harris here doing another deck profile for us. So what deck are you going to profile for us, Adam?
So, everybody during the sneak peek was like, oh my god, Shadow's very OP. Meanwhile, me and Elijah were thinking about this SatellarKnight thing, and
Stellar.
yeah, it's very strong, and we managed to get a hold of the cards for Sunday, so
That's
I played
awesome.
this.
And how do you feel about that deck overall?
So whenever we first thought about it, we were like, man, this is so cool. You like search out a guy and he summons from your grave. It's like +1 Fire Fist, you make rank 4s every turn. Little did we know, we didn't actually know anything and built the deck completely wrong, but I still love it. It's like really fucking busted.
That's awesome. So what do you think this deck has trouble with overall?
So this deck doesn't deal with Vanity's Emptiness very well. Kind of gets wrecked by Vanity's Emptiness. Mistake is also a really good card that like destroys it. Light Mirror, obviously. But other than that, like its matchups aren't really, like I feel like there's not really a difficult matchup yet because there's no Shadows out, and so I don't have to deal with Midrash. But because like rank 4s, in my opinion, are the best monsters in the game, and so if I can pump out rank 4s, then I can deal with any board.
That's true. All right, well let's talk about the list.
Cool. So, because it was sneak peek weekend, we could only find 2 Denebs. He searches all of your Satellarknights, so it's obvious that I want to play 3, but I can't because I don't own it.
Really good.
In place of the 3rd Deneb, I played one of this guy. I can't pronounce his name. When he's summoned, you dump a monster to the graveyard, so you can like dump a Deneb and then get him back. I played 3 Vega. Vega, when he's summoned, you summon one from your hand. He's like the key to making a 3 level 4 monster play.
Yeah.
You play him, and then you special summon one of the 3 Altairs, and Altairs is the Wolf Bark he summons from your graveyard, so he's really busted. And then we were having a lot of trouble with consistency. Like, we wanted to always open up Deneb, and we thought it played a lot like +1 Fire Fist, so we just decided to play 2 Kargardi. Because Potted Duality sucks, even though you have to play it, but Kargardi is really good. And then I played an Honest because the deck is lights, and I played Thunder King because Thunder King set 5 is like the best opening in Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's true.
Then for spells, Rhoda's at 2, so I played 2 of them, and they're all warriors.
Sweet.
Book, Dark Hole. I played 1 Soul Charge because they all work whenever they're summoned, so you could like Soul Charge for a bunch of pluses.
Sweet.
Then I played 3 lands. The reason I played 3 was because it doesn't just work to protect your own plays. It also, all your monsters are really tiny, so it helps a lot because damage step shenanigans is fun.
Yep.
I played my least favorite card in the deck, 3 Potted Duality. I sided out one of these every game, and I only wanted to see it turn 1 because after turn 1 you have an Altair every turn, so you're always special summoning.
Yep.
Then I played 3 MST because it's MST and back row is
a problem.
Bad, and then I played for traps. I played 2 Stellar Nova Alpha. This card is Infinity Barrier, but for Stellars you send a Stellar monster, so you can also send an extra deck monster to the graveyard, and then negate anything monster effect, spell or trap, and then draw a card. So it's like really good. So we figured out that the best opening turn is opening Duality, Deneb, and Stellar Nova Alpha, because you normal Deneb, search whatever you want, then you have Stellar Nova Alpha for your opponent's turn, and then Duality just to like get you someplace because you're only normaling that turn.
Card is like really with the Delteros, the extra deck monster.
Yeah,
like if you distribute this with Delteros, it's essentially just a -1 for your opponent, like, regardless, because they both replace themselves.
So I'll talk more about Delteros when I do extra deck stuff, but yeah, this plus Delteros is really cute. And then also, people don't like read Altair, but Altair can bring back any teller, so it can bring back Delteros, and then you can use this, and then you like plus more. It's like really good. And then I played a ton of 1-ofs. I played Warning, I played Bottomless, I played Torrent, I played Compulse, I played 1 of Mirror Force.
Nice.
The reason I played a 1 of Mirror Force is because I also play 2 D prison, and so if you play a ton of D prisons, then people play around D prison, and then they get blown up by
in the Mirror Force.
Yeah. I play 2 breakthrough skill and 2 fiendish chain to round out the deck. Effect negation is
really good.
Yeah. Side or extra first?
Extra.
Extra, okay.
I like it.
So let's get this out of the way. We played a Blade Armor Ninja because we were like, man, warriors are really cool. What's like warrior support? Blade Armor Ninja does a ton of damage. What we didn't know was that with Altair, you can't attack this turn, so this card was useless all day.
Yeah.
I played 2 Paladynamo because it's like, in my opinion, a better 101.
It's really cool.
Because it just like, it deals with their effects, and it also floats because you draw a card when it gets destroyed. And it can get honested, so that's really good.
That's really awesome.
I played 2 Castels because we have them, and it's busted.
The card is really cool.
It's like really, really good.
I made that against that Bujin player, and like just returned his Yamato to the deck.
Yeah,
he was just like, all right.
It's so good, especially because like they'll send hair first.
Yeah,
and
he just
like,
makes that thing.
Exiton's really good. You never really make him though, unless you're in like a really, really grindy situation, because this deck is always plussing.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like you always have more cards than
yeah, you always do. Omega for back row. This was only really for Hat, but I didn't play it, so it's really unfortunate. Cowboy is amazing. Dweller is Dweller. There's like, Abe plays Mermails all the time, so I like have to play this card. It's really frustrating. Emerald, because you're like going through your Deneb Altairs every turn, so like you want to return them and then like search your Altairs more. This essentially just makes it so that you play like 5 or 6 Altairs.
Really good. I got that effect off twice against that Bujin player, so I had like a bunch of monsters in the deck after a while.
Yeah, it's really freaking busted. So this card pumps your rank 4s and also banishes their stuff, so it's good. Laval Chain, we were thinking about this. So the guy that dumps Deneb to the graveyard gives you access to your Deneb if you have an Altair in hand. And so we were thinking about like, if you have suboptimal hands where you have like a ton of monsters, you need to be able to get to your, but you don't have a Deneb, then you need to get to your Deneb, and Laval Chain does that. Yeah. So that's cool. And then this card is like mandatory to play.
This just deals with so much.
And then we played 2 Deltaros because it's really good. So whenever it's summoned, and it has SatellarKnight materials, you can't respond to summons, so you can't bottomless him, you can't torrent him, and that's really good. And then while he's on the field, you can't Fiendish Chain or Fiendish Chain or Breakthrough Skill any of the other SatellarKnights, because they all happen on summon and you can't respond to summons. So he's really good. Also, he detaches one to pop a card. Busted.
Can you warning under this guy?
You cannot warning under him.
Yeah, that's what
you
I'm saying.
can
Like, you can warning him, but not like not the ones after he summons.
Yeah, you can warning him, but like if you top deck warning, then he's useless because you can't warning under him. And then lastly, like the thing that's super busted about him is that whenever he's sent to the graveyard, he special summons a SatellarKnight. So whenever he's sent to the graveyard, you can summon Altair on their turn, get back your Deneb, search on their turn. Meanwhile, you're negating stuff with Tellar Nova Alpha, so you can like send him to the graveyard and then plus more and negate a card from them. So it's just like he's really, really good.
That deck is awesome.
Yeah, this guy is just like, God, I fucking love this guy.
Alright, side deck.
Yeah, for the side deck, I want to make more rank 4s, so I played a Mind Control. I played 3 Imperial Iron Wall. I didn't have a deck in mind when picking this card. I did like at all. I just knew that I wanted to play Floodgate cards because they're really good.
I against that Bujin player.
Yeah, it's
I opened
really
it
good.
with Soul Drain, and I was just like, okay, I win.
It was really funny because like I wasn't expecting to really use this except for like against Rome, like in his dragons or like something like that, or like spellbooks. I've been seeing a lot of spellbooks lately, but I played against this guy that was playing Mali.deck.
Oh,
and it was like really goofy, and I opened Iron Wall 2 games against him and just like won. Yeah, so
it's funny. Oh, he was. Oh, I remember he was playing like that Beals.deck.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was really goofy, and like I just like flipped this turn 2, and he just couldn't do anything. Because he also couldn't like allure, which is really cool. I played 3 Rivalry because they're all warriors, and Rivalry beats out
a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. And then I played a Soul Drain because Soul Drain, and then 3 Wiretaps because I expected to see Hat, but I didn't see Hat, so that was cool.
That's unfortunate.
I still played this. I still put this in against Evil Swarms.
Yeah, that's probably good.
And then I played 3 Maxis because Maxi is Maxi, but I didn't ever have a reason to side it. Like I sided these in against the Mali dot deck because Plague Spreader and Mali is like good to maxi, but like it didn't really help.
That makes sense.
So yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, so that's the deck. That's the whole deck.
Nice. Well, do you feel like this is a good deck choice for like upcoming events like regionals or any big events?
Yeah, I think so. I think the only problem it's really going to have is it doesn't deal with floodgates very well. So like it doesn't deal with decree against guys whose monsters are bigger than you. So like dragon rulers. But at the same time, it can grind through back row oriented decks because monsters are better than back row, and you're always gaining monsters. And then it can deal with Shadow monsters in a ton of different ways, whether it be Honor Arc or Castle, as long as you can effect negate their mid-rash.
Mid-rash with like breakthrough.
Yeah, with breakthrough. And we were even thinking about like for regionals siding Chalice, siding triple Chalice.
That's not bad.
Because if they're gonna put a mid-rash on, then you can like Chalice on your turn on turn 2.
Even like under decree or something.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So it's like really, we're thinking about Chalice, but we're not sure. And then also like the fact that you can get rid of their monster with things like Honor Arc, and then we're also maining Triple D Prison.
Yeah.
Like you can get rid of their mid-rash without them getting their fusion back. So
sense.
it's really good.
You ever considered playing a SatellarKnights with Traptrix Murmelio?
So we're thinking about Murmelo. I don't know how I like that build.
It's more inherent pluses.
I don't think that I like Soul Charge. Like I've been
Soul Charging back Murmelio is like a good out to decree though.
And that's really, yeah, that's very true, but that's not
It's not an optimal like idea.
It's also
you don't want to be like, well, I have to Soul Charge back my Murmelio to deal with a decree. So then I can play my back row.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't really care about, like I care about soul. If I'm gonna Soul Charge anything back, I want to Soul Charge it to Neb so I can search and then like make a play and like because if I can Soul Charge back into Neb and have like a 1 in hand already, then I can like get a 3 and like make a Deltaros and deal with their board.
Is like Altair only once per turn?
They're all only once per turn.
I was gonna say like, what if you could just go on and on?
Oh yeah, like if you could go like, well then yeah, I'd be playing Soul Charge.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the deck.
Cool.
It's good.
Awesome. Well, appreciate the profile.
Yeah.
And we'll see you whenever we see you.
Yeah.